quick content note here before we begin this episode of What Am I Rolling? This episode's one-shot, SHIVER, is a tabletop role-playing game that lets players bring their favourite scary movies, spooky TV shows, and horror stories to life. Specific content warnings for this scenario, Mr. Husk, include violence towards animals, off-screen death, slasher, and supernatural killers. So, if you're not in the right headspace just now, please feel free to stop listening and come back if or when you're ready. Thanks again, and stay safe, my friends. Hello, and welcome to What Am I Rolling? A twice-monthly RPG one-shot podcast, hosted by me, Fiona. This is part 2 of our SHIVER one-shot, so make sure you've listened to the first part before continuing on with this episode. To briefly recap, Chloe, Katie, Ellie and Am are playing a group of would-be filmmakers out location scouting for their next feature film. After their van broke down in the middle of nowhere, the team went to get help from a local farm in the middle of several cornfields. However, all is not what it seems, as they start to suspect someone or something is stalking them through the fields. SHIVER is built around 6 core skills: grit, wit, smart, heart, luck, and strange. Each one defines one of SHIVER's archetypes and forms the core attributes the players base their characters upon. These skills also correspond to actions the players may want to take within the story and how well their character will perform in them. In addition, SHIVER uses the archetype die system, a symbolic die system specifically designed for this game. The system composes of 2 different die types: the skill die, which is a d6, and the talent die, which is a d8. Instead of numbers, both dice have symbols on them, with each symbol corresponding to one of the core skills. So, symbols for grit, wit, smart, heart, luck, and strange that the players can use. Note that the talent dice only uses 2 different symbols, the strange symbol and the talent symbol, which can count for any core skill symbol other than strange. When characters want to take an action, the director will ask them to make a skill check to determine the outcome. The director will set a challenge rating, ranging between 1 and 5, indicating how many successes a player needs in order to succeed on their check. Each skill check will have one of the core skills associated with it in turn, which will determine what dice the player must roll for their character. For example, in order to barricade a door against advancing zombies, a player might need to roll a grit check versus a challenge rating of 2, so we'll need 2 successes to barricade the door. When performing a skill check, a player checks to see how many skill and talent points their character has in the chosen core skill, and then add the corresponding number of skill and talent dice to their dice pool. Players may also have to add or minus extra dice to their pool depending on any special character abilities, any advantage or disadvantage imposed by the director, any luck die the player might have banked previously, and finally any fear status effects being imposed. This may be skill dice or talent dice, depending on what kind of mechanic is being used. After all these steps, the player rolls their dice pool and checks the result. In order to succeed on a skill check, the player must roll a number of core skill symbols of the specific type greater than or equal to the challenge rating of the skill check. So, in our previous example, if the player rolled 2 or more grit symbols, they have succeeded in their grit check of barricading the door. When a player rolls their dice pool, there is always a chance of failure. In SHIVER, failure can have darker consequences. The doom clock resembles an analog clock that ticks towards the player's inevitable doom at midnight. The mechanics of the doom clock ultimately rely on the actions of the players. The most common way of ticking up the doom clock is when a player fails a skill check and rolls a strange symbol in their pool. The doom clock ticks up by 1 minute for each strange symbol rolled. The doom clock also ticks up by 1 minute when a player fails a fear check, but can also be progressed through the weird archetype using their skills, or certain flaws from backgrounds coming into play. Finally, when rolling skill checks, if a luck symbol is rolled, it doesn't contribute to the success of that particular roll, but it does give the players a luck point. A luck point can be banked and then spent by the player on their next skill check, adding an additional skill die to their pool on that roll. Only one luck point can be banked at any one time, though the Fool archetype, through specific skills, can bank a few more luck points. If a player rolls 2 luck symbols on a skill check, both those symbols can be used instantly to tick the doom clock back by 1 minute, convert them into a success for that skill roll, or use them for another purpose. I got a bit stuck on the luck rules, if I'm honest, during this one shot, certainly during the first half, and I definitely forgot that fear checks are a thing. There are other really cool rules regarding combat and fear checks, which we simply do not have the time to go into here. However, I can highly recommend checking out the Shiver Quick Start Guide, which has everything you need to get you going, as well as the full range of Shiver modules on their website, www.parablegames.co.uk. One last thing before we begin. Naturally, there are times in this one-shot where the players and myself, mostly myself, get the rules wrong or forget something plot-wise. Whilst we always endeavour to stick to the rules wherever possible, at the end of the day, we all make mistakes, and what matters most is that everyone enjoys themselves. So, I'm going to be very transparent right at the beginning of this one-shot. We recorded this Shiver one-shot nearly 2 years ago. It was just after I interviewed Charlie Mendez about the then upcoming campaign for the Shiver starter sets. The reason this particular one-shot hasn't come out a lot sooner is we had so many issues with tech during recording. Folks' internet went down, microphones weren't working, Zencaster, which I was using at the time, was just having a really bad day. It was super late at night. Folks weren't very well. People were tired. The Dice Roller app was a bit clunky in places, as you'll probably hear as we talk about it. Everything that went wrong did go wrong. But I finally had some time recently to sit down and attempt to give this session some TLC. I really fought for it because I enjoyed running this game for my wonderful friends over at Deck of Many Aces. So yeah, just a heads up, this audio might be a bit off in places, but I think it's really worth a listen. It's a great session about how we learnt to play Shiver, both from a director's point of view and from a player's point of view. So, let's play Shiver.
Meanwhile, near the barn, we have Rupert. So Rupert, I need you to make for me a wits check for me.
Okay.
I don't think you have many of them.
I was just having a look to see if I've got any kind of advantages. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
That's 0 successes, 0 strange.
That's fine. You're like, no, I know what I'm doing. I don't need to call for backup. I don't need to worry about anything. So you march past the windmill, you march past the silo, you go straight to the barn itself. The barn, the rusty red doors slide open to one side as you look within the barn. And you get that sense, the smell of damp straw and dust sort of flooding out to greet your nostrils. Your eyes begin to adjust to the darkness as the shafts of moonlight start beaming through the eroding wood roof, forming pale pools of light throughout. A large space stands before you with old stables falling apart to your left and an old workshop to your right. At the back of the barn is a large shape sitting underneath a blue tarp, and above you resides a hayloft with 2 ladders leading up to the raised platform.
Ooh.
What would you like to do?
Rupert, first of all, is going to, take in the view and be like, those shafts of moonlight coming down? Mm-hmm. Great shot. So he's making a mental note to come back in here. I think that's when he realises that the girls haven't followed him, and he's like, oh well. In terms of what is in the room, I think the 2 most obvious places to check for fuel would be the workshop and the blue tarp. So I'm going to head to the blue tarp first. Yeah,
make for me a wits check, because you're looking through, trying to find stuff.
That's 0 successes and 1 strange.
Tick, tick, tick. It's a bit annoying, Rupert, because you're like, yeah, fuel has to be in here and maybe some tools. And then you look around, you go, actually, I don't know what tools would help. And then you're like, I don't know what fuel looks like. Like, what am I looking for? And you remember there's some conversation earlier, like, oh, well, there's diesel fuel and then there's unleaded fuel and leaded fuel and there's this strange thing of electric, but that's many, many decades off yet. You're aware that there are stuff, but you're like, what would be here? So you're kind of just sort of maybe stood in the middle of this place. Like, you've gone underneath the hayloft, I would say, and you've gone to the workshop, had a look around. You look under the top itself, and you see there is a rusted car under there.
Okay, cool.
But it is incredibly rusted. You think it's going to take a lot of work to put it back together. You'd think, having a quick glance of thinking of what Marlene looks like back on the road, and this one will take more work, but it probably does have a working engine.
Huh, okay. I mean, Rupert has never driven in his life. He, like attempted to do a test and then failed and then sort of decided...
Something, character projection.
Oh, wow. You know what, Katie? Too close to home. No, because Rupert doesn't have the convenient excuse that I have, which is gays can't drive. Instead, he's decided that because he's going to be an artiste, that he shouldn't spend his time on such menial tasks, and that when he's famous, like Kubrick, someone will drive him around for him.
I mean, he already has someone to drive him around for him, and she only protests a small amount, so he's made it, basically.
Nonetheless, I think... he's gonna... Is the car, like, in one piece?
Yeah, it's in one piece. It's just very rusted. So you think it'll take it some way, make sure, like, the engine is running. It will definitely need fuel. And you look, and, the keys are in the ignition.
I was about to say, can I have a look inside and, like, maybe just try the key in the ignition?
Absolutely. You know what? I think with that description, I want you to do a luck check for me. But it is going to be at a major disadvantage. How many dice do you have in your luck pool just now?
I've got 5.
So, but you've got talent dice as well, correct?
Yeah, I've got 5 and I've got 1 talent dice.
Okay, so major disadvantage means you lose your talent dice, or if you didn't have talent dice, you'd lose 2 of your core skill dice in it. So you can lose that talent dice and then roll your luck pool for me, please.
Okay, I've got 1 success. And I've rolled 1 luck. Does that mean I can bank that, or is that do I just have to use that now for a success?
You're the fool, aren't you? So you can bank more luck up to 3, correct?
Yes.
So yes, you can bank that if you'd like.
But does that mean that I'm not able to use it as a success now?
Correct. You either use it now or you use it at a later point.
Ooh, I feel like I'm gonna need luck later. I'm gonna bank it, I think.
All right.
Bank it for later.
You sort of lean in. Because why would you open the door? You lean in, get the key in the ignition, and you go, "Arr, arr," and it makes a horrible squealing noise. I'd say the rest of the team in the farmhouse hear it go off. The lights of the car go on, but it does start. It coughs and splutters a bit. You don't think it will go anywhere quickly, but it does start. However, I'm just going to make a roll here.
I think while this is happening, Rupert's just going... Rupert to the rescue under his breath.
All right, I'm going to make a roll here for...
Mr. Husk?
Is that you?
There's a lot of rolling in the background. I don't like that.
Rupert, you hear behind you... No, you don't hear behind you, sorry. You hear above you some skittering.
Above is worse.
Hello? Hello?
No response.
Can I be making my way out to the barn now?
Absolutely, yeah. You have all heard the as it sort of turns on. And actually at this point, going to Lucy briefly, as you have that conversation that ends on like, as long as you're not in the barn, you see this lady's eyes go completely wide. Her hand sort of grasps at her shawl. She was like, No, you need to get them out of there. You need to get them out of there. He's in there. His family is in there.
Okay. And she'll go heading back down the stairs and running after Vicky.
So I will say, yeah, you will get there within, let's say, in the next 10 seconds or so. That'll be good. What's Rupert up to before people come and help him?
So this is the question where I'm like, do I do the thing that is realistic, which is just shrugging and going, it's probably just a rat? Or do I go and investigate because this is a one-shot and I want to be fun? I'm going to go and investigate.
You want to go see the rat, clearly. See if it's like a cool-looking rat you can film.
That is not... No, okay. But he does actually do, to be fair, looking at things from different angles is very much Rupert's style, so I think he is going to just go and have a little investigate up. in the hayloft.
You look maybe back at the dashboard of this old rusted truck and car, and you see that it is very low on fuel as well, so you would need fuel for it.
Okay.
You conveniently turn it off so you're not going to get carbon monoxide poisoning. It's not that kind of horror film. And so you're going up to the hayloft, right?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. So you sort of turn around, maybe you're shouting, "Is there anybody up there? I'm coming up." And you start to make your way up the hayloft. And I would say this will all happen at the same time, that the three of you sort of make it in and you see Rupert at the top of the ladder seeing this current view. So, as you ascend the ladder, Rupert, it creaks and shudders until you reach the lip of the hayloft and look over. There are cubed bales of hay neatly stacked, one with a large sigh resting up against it. The moonlight spills through a paneless window at the back of the loft, illuminating a strange sight. The hay bales have been arranged to form a sofa, tables, chairs, all occupied by what appears to be scarecrows. Crude, rough-spun sacks stuffed with straw, clothed in a variety of costumes depicting a frozen domestic scene. A family. And I need you to make for me a fear check, Rupert.
No wonder. How do I do that?
So you roll your strange pool, and you need to get 2 successes for me, please.
That is 0 successes, but I have rolled a luck. I have rolled a luck dice. I can use that to. Oh no, that's only for smarts checks. Ignore me. Can I bank it though?
How many luck points do you have currently?
Just 1.
Yes, you can get up to 3. So yes, you can bank it for now.
I will bank it.
But so you've got no successes currently, though?
Yeah, no successes.
It's almost that sort of gruesome curiosity in a way. It is frightening to you, so you are currently afraid. So that means as long as you're in this bit of the scene, you will have a -1 to all of your core skill dice and all of your core skills. It is disturbing. But what you can see on a little hay bale in front of you, maybe about 10 or so feet away from you, but 5 feet in front of this domestic family of scarecrows, is a fuel can. And the scarecrows themselves, I'll just quickly describe them. There's one that looks like they're wearing a flowery apron with like a mop top of corn that's sort of put as almost like long flowing hair that's plaited. You see what looks like a smaller gangly one with long arms that they don't go up into hands or anything like that, but you can see almost like tools. You know when you're carving wood, that's sort of like not pliers, but that sort of wood carving tools.
Napping tools?
Yeah, napping tools. Yeah. You see 2 very small ones, almost like twins, wearing almost like matching dungarees, sat each side of the one with tools. And then the one that's not close to you, but it's like a third one, like has a band shirt weirdly on them, and it says Black Sabbath.
Oh my god!
But yes, so you see that, and then the rest of the team file in behind you. Again, you can see Rupert at the top saying, "Oh my god!" But you see the scene. You see the same thing of like the car. You see the workshop. You see the stables and stuff, but you cannot see the hayloft currently.
So we can see Rupert on the ladder.
Yeah, you see almost like he's sort of backlit slightly from the moonlight.
What are you doing?
You gotta get down from there.
I found a fuel can.
I don't care. Get down.
No,
Get down.
Is there something wrong here?
Yes. Now out.
All right.
Okay.
But how are we going to get out of here if we don't have a fuel can?
I don't care. Out now.
Okay. He begins to climb down.
I will say, for horror's sake, you looked towards Lucy as you're having this conversation.
Oh no!
Oh no!
You turn back. One of the twins is missing.
Okay.
Rupert, is there an axe murderer up there? You have to tell me if there's a horrible person up there, or a bear, or something.
No, but you'll make fun of me if I tell you what there is.
Everyone can make for me a wits check, please.
I'm still at disadvantage, right?
You are currently, yes.
1 success.
I got 1 success.
1 success, nice.
I am spending a luck, and I am getting 1 success. And I rolled some more luck, so I can get 1 back.
Nice, excellent.
0 success, 1 strange.
Tick. All right. And like, as you're having this conversation, maybe almost like whisperings, like I'm going down. Stop telling me what to do. I came over to fuel. You all hear that same sort of skittering, almost like a slight scraping noise happening coming from the back of the barn.
Out, everybody out, now.
Okay, I'm following you.
Yeah, we're going.
Absolutely.
I'm getting everybody out that barn.
Okay.
Vicky's got the cleaver in one hand.
So you are currently in the sort of farmyard area with the moonlight coming down. Can everyone again make for me another wits check? I appreciate this is always the go-to one, but I think it's kind of
Am
important.
I still at disadvantage?
No, as soon as you leave the barn, you realise that tightness in your chest is gone.
Okay.
1 success and 2 strange.
All right.
2 success, 1 strange.
2 success and 1 strange.
2 success.
Nice. Everyone succeeds, even Rupert this time.
Hey, Rue. What was up there? No, wait, shut up. Lucy, why? What's supposed to be dangerous?
It's just creepy, right?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, but you were like specifically worried about the barn. What's happening?
Yeah, because it's a barn and barns are creepy.
As you're all sort of standing there, you can't deny it. There is a smell that hits your nose as you're stood next to the silo. Almost like a tangy, like iron smell, and the smell of gone-off meat.
Oh.
Are we still directly outside the barn?
I would say you've moved away from the barn a little bit. So I would say you're equal distance between the barn, the farmhouse, and the silo and the windmill.
Is there a distinct direction that the smell is coming from?
You suspect it's coming from the silo with those checks.
Can I do a roll? Because I have a thing which means that when I do a roll in regards to folklore, I get to add +1 to the talent dice. So I wonder if there's like, can I recall any kind of like monster movie or like story with like creatures like what Rupert is describing?
I love that. Absolutely. Can you make for me a smarts check and do that ability with it, please?
1 success, but I got 2 luck points and 3 strange.
So with those luck points, because I don't know if you've banked one already. I appreciate it.
I do. I have one that I'm keeping it in the bank because I think I'll need it at some point.
That's fine. So what I can say with those 2 luck points you can do, you can take 1 minute off the doom clock if you'd like to.
I would like to do that, please.
All right. So in this moment of clarity, you start to think, and maybe at the same time, Lucy is talking to you about like, oh, the lady up there. I read I don't know if you. Again, I'll leave it to you, Lucy, to say like how you describe how you found out that information, because I don't want to give away in case they don't know their powers. But you start to make the connections about something protecting somewhere. It sounds like there was a moment of sadness, of sorrow, and almost like you've heard stories about people doing rituals to protect lands, great moments, great emotional moments. And this could be related to that. But it sounds like whatever is protecting Cornfallow Farm is very dangerous, very big, and has company.
Excuse me, guys. Hello?
What?
What is it, Laurel?
I think we're being, sort of pranked by a weird ghost. Maybe attempted murdered?
We're doing ghosts? Is ghosts what's happening? No one's telling me what's happening.
No, the ghosts. I mean, come on. Look.
What was up there? Rue, what was up there?
I mean, look, it was a weird assembly of scarecrows.
Oh, I knew that scarecrow was creepy.
Yeah, so clearly someone's playing a prank on us. Clearly. So we should still get out of here, but we don't need to jump to stupid conclusions. It's not a ghost.
I mean, I don't know how you all feel, but we could just leave. If this thing is protecting the farm, we can just get off the property.
Oh, we don't have any fuel.
We have legs.
Yeah, but we can't get very far.
I have legs. I don't know if the rest of you have legs.
But what are you trying to say?
Look, ignore Vix. We can't get very far, I think is her point. We still need fuel. That's what I was trying to get earlier, but you all told me to get out of there, so we could go back in.
No.
Okay, well, I just want to say as a contingency plan, if things start going badly, we can just, if this is a protecting the land thing, if we just leave the legal bounds of the property, then we'll probably be okay.
Yeah, I'm fully in favour of getting that out when situations are bad. But I also maybe don't think that leaving whatever the hell that smell is good.
Well, listen, we don't really have much of a choice now, do we? If we leave now, we'll end up wandering around. Who knows if we'll be able to find the van now it's so dark.
I know where I left my van.
But even if we did find it, then what? Then we're stuck out in the cold. We need to get fuel and we need to get out of here. But we've not got many options. I say we investigate the silo, see if we can find some fuel there, and then...
That ain't the smell of fuel.
Would it be bad if I went back to the barn and got the fuel?
Yes.
Okay, that was a very, very determined yes. I will take that. Okay, then I'm going to the silo.
I'll go with her.
What is the weather like?
Currently, it's clear, but it is dark. Like there's like a, let's say, for horror's sake, a full moon has appeared.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Dry and hot. What time of year is it?
Because it's corn is up, so I'd say summertime.
Do I have any matches on me?
Good question. Why don't you make for me a luck check?
Just interesting. I got a success.
Nice. You dig in the deep pockets and stuff, and because you are you are the tech person, you always have bits on you. So maybe you pull out like a roll of tape, maybe the odd washer.
Probably have electrical tape.
Yeah, electrical tape. And right at the bottom, you have a matchbook that has one match in it.
Good to know. Good to know. I'm not going to do anything with it. I will just mentally note that down.
Yeah,
surprise tool that will help us later.
I'd keep that in mind. Absolutely. So remind me, who is going to?
I'm sticking with the group. So where the majority of people are going, that is the direction I am going in.
Yeah, same.
I am going up to the silo because I want to do something, and this is something to do. She's getting antsy.
Yeah, I'm going with Vicky because I don't want anyone going off on their own.
Yeah, Rupert's also not keen on being left alone.
So now the party has reformed as one unit and is it's going towards the silo. Brilliant.
It only took a bit of mild terror.
You creaking open the door of the grain cellar. The fetid stench of rotting flesh intensifies.
Oh.
As light pours into the towering cylinder, you are faced with a horrifying sight, a pile of bodies in various states of decomposition.
Oh my god, get out of here now.
The most recent body is laid atop the pile, has a razor-sharp sickle protruding from its back.
A whole sickle?
Not like the long scythes that have been referred to before, like a sickle that you'd use like a hand sickle.
I'm gonna go get it. I'm picking it up.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You're picking it
Mr. Husk says seize the means of production.
Vicky says if somebody's got a scythe, I want to also have a sickle.
God, what is wrong with you?
You bring a sickle to a scythe fight. I love it. Can you roll for me a grits check?
I got such grit.
And can you make a major disadvantage because the smell is overwhelming?
Yeah, I'm not extremely squeamish. Vicky isn't, but this is. I think that
this
a
is
regular
dead
person
bodies.
taking away the talent dice, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, one talent dice away from it.
Okay. Oh, 0 successes and 1 strange.
Woohoo!
But I do get a luck to bank, though. I'll bank my luck.
You're unable to remove the sickle purely because as you go in, not only is there the smell, it is just the sight of seeing it. It is, when I say a pile of bodies, again, I don't want to go into too much graphic detail because I'm aware of our lines and veils, but there is definitely at least 20, 30 people, different ages, sizes, all piled up on top of each other. And as you go to try and grab it, you're just like, it's just too much. It's too horrifying. Yeah. Can you make for me a sphere check for me, please? So that's rolling your strange dice and letting me know what you get.
Okay, I'm rolling my strange. 0 successes, 0 strange.
So I need you to you become afraid. Yes, you are afraid currently in this moment. So -1 core skill across the board.
Yep.
Almost like the second this is revealed, Lucy's like, nope, and is just gonna go around to the side of the door and just lean against the side of the silo, is heavy breathing for a bit,
yeah,
well, that was a lot kind of thing.
Yeah, I think Rupert's just running straight out and being sick.
I think this would be a fun narrative time to use another one of my powers, but I don't think she would do it on purpose. Aha.
Perfect. Describe it for us. Go for it.
Right. We can do it once per Doom quarter. You can glimpse briefly into the future. Make a strange check to reveal information about the plot of the story from the director. Depending on your level of success, more or less information will be revealed.
Oh, cool.
That is such a good ability. So yes, so you can. We are still in the first quarter currently, so you can use this power.
So that was a strange check, wasn't it? Yes, of course it was. 3 successes. Oh, so we've got heavy breathing and we've got... In which case, if there's any outward sign of said divination happening, Rupert may see it.
Yeah, describe what it would look like.
This is the thing, is like all of her stuff is all like psionic, so it's in the mind. But this one in particular, I think, is like some sort of vision of the future. So it's definitely to do with the eyes, and I think her eyes would just kind of like glaze over for a second. And that's not unusual, you know, people unfocus their eyes or whatever, except like her pupils would just get like huge, like bigger than you would expect even with like any kind of like toxin or whatever. It's just like huge pupils. And the heavy breathing would probably stop. Like I think she would literally stop breathing for like 5-10 seconds maybe. And then it's back to probably some more heavy breathing, heavier than the start. So unless Rupert is preoccupied, which he may be.
I was going to say, I think he like wipes like around his mouth. And as he's kind of doing that, he like catches sight of her and says, Lucy? Everything all right?
I don't know yet. I haven't had the vision yet.
Pending
vision. So I'm going to do a quick pause here. How many times have people failed their fear checks? Can people remember?
I think I failed twice.
Once.
I've not rolled any.
I have not had to do a single fear check.
Good. I forgot that if you fail your fear check, the doom clock ticks up by 1. So we're now at... Yep, I knew there was something. I was like, you should be further ahead. So that's +3. So we're currently at 12 minutes past. And I believe none of your abilities, Lucy, have ticked up the clock yet. They've not said.
Only the telepathy one that I did, but I said that.
Yes,
and this one will, if this is successful, then the doom clock ticks up by 2 minutes and deals you 1 soul damage.
Well, it is successful. So yes, we go up. It is now 14 minutes past and you take the soul damage. With this one, it's that vision, isn't it? So you can ask me a bit of the plot, correct?
Make a strange check to reveal information about the plot. So I don't think I ask a question or anything. You can reveal however much you think is appropriate.
Yes, because you got 3 successes on that one. Yes. So
yes,
there is a moment and it's almost like you go photo negative for a second. You see. Like, this is like, I think of it as like proper art house filming now. So you have the corn is moving. You see people dashing through the corn. You see things skittering through the corn. You see the hayloft. You see the fuel can. You see the family that was described to you almost like start to move slightly, the pumpkin heads slowly turning. You see the clearing where Mr. Husk with his broad brim hat, the scythe, there's a sort of flash and he's no longer on his... It's just the sort of stick disappearing. And again, back through the corn, and you feel this horrible sort of knowing sort of pit that at some point there may be a chase through the cornfields.
I think at that, when Rupert asks the question, if Lucy's okay, she doesn't respond initially and just... She's already leaning against the wall, literally just slowly sinks down to sit on the ground, puts her head in her hands, and she's just like, not again.
Again?
Sorry, did you say something?
What happened there? You went all spaced out. I can't have you spacing out on me, Lucy.
What? I'm not your bodyguard.
No, I know, but for God's sake, everything's going crazy around here. We've just seen a bunch of dead bodies. If you start freaking out on us, then I don't know what we're going to do.
No, everybody's freaking out. I don't know what you expect of me. Oh, you ain't paying me enough for this.
Look,
you ain't paying me enough at all.
I'm not... this is not my fault. Look, come on, let's just get the others and get out of here.
Vicky's coming out of the barn. It's like, yeah, we're leaving. We'll sleep in the van.
As you turn to go, like, this whole time, Laurie has been just standing there quietly, just like unblinkingly staring at the bodies, not saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
Laurel, come on.
Huh?
Her name is Laurie.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, right.
We've got to go. Come on, we're going to get away from it. We
Okay.
will leave. We will find any other solution than being here.
I think we should get off the farm.
Yeah, I
think
agree.
you're right.
You were right. You said it. You were right.
Lucy, you remember that there is still somebody else on the farm with you.
What about the old lady? What about her?
Old lady?
The one in the house.
Oh my God, leave her. She's clearly behind all of this crazy mess. We've got to look, get home, call the police, tell them there's a psycho old lady serial killer out on this farm.
You think an old lady chops off 1 million people with a scythe?
Well, I'm waiting to see you have a better explanation.
I'm going to very quietly take Lucy's hand and look at her and say, whatever's in here hasn't hurt her for this long. I think maybe it would be safer for her and us if we go and then call the police and get rid of her at another time.
That's a very good point.
There's more harm than is physical, you know. Yeah, I don't think you can say that they've not harmed her.
Will one night make a huge change?
Probably not.
Come on, let's go.
I'm leaving.
I'm following.
So the plan is to go back to the road and walk? Is that what's happening?
I think so.
Yeah, just fastest path back to the van.
No, I was going to, get off the property. Just leave the van.
Is the van kind of on the property, or is it off?
It's on a road that clearly intersects this corn field, but you know that it is broken currently. From your surmises, there's not any fuel in it, and it also needs some sort of tool to get it going again.
Wait, do you think the van's not far enough? Do you think we need to go further?
As long as it's not on the legal property, I think is my best guess.
So is Marlene safe?
Oh my God, fuck your van. We just get out of here.
I meant, is it safe for us to be in Marlene? Is Marlene a safe zone?
Maybe, if it's on the road.
She is on the road, but it's one of those, imagine a really long stretch of road. If you carried on going miles and miles, the landscape doesn't change. It's that sort of malarkey.
I still think we should go back to the van, because the van has some water in it and stuff, and try and ride things out there, but hell, I don't know.
Yes, all right, let's go.
Yeah, we're going.
So you go towards the cornfields and you start to wade your way through it. I would like everyone to make me a grit check, because as you sort of get there, these weird stalks, they start to batter against you almost as you wade through, almost like a wall trying to prevent you leaving.
Oh.
0 successes!
0 successes.
1 success, 1 strange.
Am I still afraid?
As you leave the silo, you are no longer afraid.
Okay, good. Oh, 0 successes, 2 strange. I'm supposed to be good at this.
Oh, ho, ho. Hello, friends. We're going into the next quarter.
Oh.
So, as you start to make your way, a mysterious fog starts to mist and thicken until you cannot see clearly in front of you for more than a few meters. It settles in and starts to swirl around you as you're making your way through the corn. This, just to clarify, wit checks and other visual checks outside will receive minor disadvantage. So it is hard going, though. You're trying to make your way through this corn, and only one of you is just trying to get ahead, but it's almost every time you turn and do a different path, almost like a new wall has appeared of corn. You're getting scared now. It's that sort of, what's going on? It's not fair. Can everyone make for me fear checks?
Oh, my first fear check.
Remind me, is that rolling strange?
Yeah, that's rolling your strange pool.
0 successes, 0 strange.
Same for me.
Oh, that's
Strange is my best stat, and yet 0 successes.
1 success.
I got 2 luck, though.
Oh, yeah, keep the luck. But that is 3 failures, so that's another 3 minutes to my clock. So that's 20 past now.
And I've got 1 success and 1 strange.
So you're fine. So those people who failed, you're getting a little bit, oh God, because you can't see, and you just it's that sort of thing where you're just turning and you can't see, and it's just getting a little bit like you need to get off this property. So those people who have failed, you are currently afraid.
Vicky's under her breath, going shit, because she can't quite really see the van now.
All right, girls, just calm down. Let's just... look, I'll try and navigate us out of here.
Yeah, well, with your extreme navigation skills?
I'm actually quite good at navigation.
All right, so yeah, the gaps in the corn seem to split into different paths, and you can't see the road, but which way did you go? So I need you, Rupert, to make me a smart check to work it out. But you are navigating, so that's good. But at the same time, to visually look around. Yeah, wits checks and other visual checks are at minor disadvantage, so you take one of your core skills out. So I think that, is that a flat? I can't remember, or is that you get a talent dice instead?
So for this, I add +1 to one talent dice, so...
You +1 talent dice, but because of the minor disadvantage, you take off one of your core skill.
Okay. Okay, that's 2 successes and 1 strange.
Yeah, so you are starting to, like, you're like, no, it's this way. It's this way. I know it's this way because I told Lucy to scream and run this way, and then I got Laurie to follow her. And so you're recognizing maybe the odd like kernel or whatever that hit you on the way.
Listen, I've got a really good visual memory.
The bit where he trips over a bit and kind of there's a dent in the corn now from Rupert's face.
Yeah, almost like star shaped. Yeah, absolutely. It's you get your fingers out and you do that viewfinder thing that all filmmakers do at some point in their lives.
Yeah.
Despite not being able to see.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, this is it. And you make it back to the clearing where you first saw Mr. Husk.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
And just like in your vision, Lucy, there is no scarecrow on the plinth.
Oh, that's bad. That's so bad.
The only thing that is on the plinth is a wide, broad brim hat.
Oh...
Rupert, which way are we going?
What the fuck is going on? Someone's clearly playing some seriously sick trick on us.
It don't matter, Rupert. Which way are we going?
I think it was right.
Fine, we're going right. I'm going to try and herd people as quickly as I can towards the direction that Rupert is.
That sounds good. So I need Rupert to make me another navigate check, the wits check. Same thing as before, though.
Is this a smarts check or a wit check?
Whatever it is for your navigating thing.
Smarts.
Smart, so yes, so it will be at minor disadvantage, but I know you've got your navigating thing, so you get your talent stuff instead.
That is 1 success, 1 strange.
You're trying. It is this way. But unfortunately, you needed 2 successes, so that is another tick on the doom clock, and you find yourselves back at the clearing where Mr. Husk was.
Oh, for God's sake, it's like we're going around in circles.
Because we are.
Well, we just try another direction.
Shit.
Oh, everyone can make for me another wits check as the corn itself starts to move.
Still with minor disadvantage?
Yeah, with a disadvantage, so yep.
Oh gosh, yes.
0 successes and 1 strange.
I didn't do the disadvantage, but it doesn't matter because there's 0 successes and 0 strange.
0 successes and 2 strange.
Zero successes and 1 strange.
Oh, tick, 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 everyone. You hear it. All of you hear it. Because I guess it's that quiet, you're all sort of saying, shit, fuck, what are we going to do? We're going to know what? You argue a little bit between yourselves. And it is just out of your vision, you see something skitter, like just past you. It wasn't what you expected. It was like on the ground, almost sort of like as big as a cat or a small dog. But it sort of, the way it moved, skidded in and out of the corn, it looked like it was on like legs, but almost like ropes. It was very hard to see. The way we do combat, we first of all work out our states in combat. So ordinarily, our players are at average, so they should normally go in the middle. But I know some of you are scared or something, so I just need to check that for 1 second.
Yes. Rupert's fine.
Oh yeah, because Rupert made a condescending comment about the girls being afraid.
Yeah. Adjective on that one.
All of you, and you're at disadvantage as well. So yeah, so unfortunately, you're all going to be in the last section of this combat. So it goes first, middle, last.
Great.
Fun.
So, first up, out of the corn comes a skittering creature. It is fast. It is quick. It looks like what I can only describe as a medium-sized pumpkin head, but on the ground, skittering with vines And I'm just going to roll randomly to see who it's going to go for. Oh, it's going to go for Laurie, unfortunately.
Oh no!
It is going to make an attack against you, Laurie.
What do I do?
You do nothing. Oh, it reacted too quickly. It almost like the way it moves, it sort of skitters and falls around. It didn't roll any successes. So a vine cracks out and you maybe hold up your book, A Hero of 1,000 Faces, and it hits across it. And you take your book down, you see the book itself, the front cover, although your Bible, your thumb through, there's a huge big crack through it. It's almost like a scrape through it as this vine with the thorns has scraped up it. It did not get you, unfortunately, this time.
Unfortunately
this time. So that's the first initiative because it is a quick creature. It is an agile creature. It then goes to the middle. You all hear, maybe in the far off distance, you hear the sound of like shuk, 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 as a sigh starts to cut through grass, maybe about 50 or so feet from where you are. Now goes to last. So, in this one, you can choose who goes first in what order.
I think it makes some sense, at least for Vicky, to go first. I'm just going to try and, punt the pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
I have furious fists, weapons who needs them, and so I get my unarmed strikes deal 3 blunt damage, and I get a talent die when making them.
Wow, excellent. So you can do that grit check for me, please. You need to get 1 success in order to hit this creature.
I have a banked luck, which I'm going to use.
Nice.
Oh, 0 successes, 1 strange.
Well, 1 strange, so we tick up again. It's 26, but you use 1 luck, right?
Yeah.
So you get 1 success. Oh, no, I was incorrect. So yeah, you can spend the luck to add a skill thing to your roll, but if you have 2 symbols, you can use them straight away and tick back the doom clock. So that's what
I didn't have that. I did get another 1, which I can bank again, but...
Yep, that's fine. It's good for us to know, because I was playing that wrong in my head. All right, so unfortunately, no successes. And did you say 1 strange?
Yep.
Right, 26 minutes past. So yeah, you go to try and punt this thing, but it is too quick. It skitters to one side. It makes a horrible sort of noise as it sort of moves around. And looking at it as well, you can see this particular gourd. It has a carved face in it. If anything, it looks like one of those pumpkins that's been out a bit too long after Halloween. Oh. It's slightly melted, slightly sort of corrupted a little bit, sort of like what's the word? Decayed. That's the word I'm looking for. No, not corrupted. And it looks like it'd had like happy eyes, like almost happy Disney eyes, and a goofy grin. But the way it sort of looks at you, it's slightly caved in a little bit, and as it sort of rounds on you. Who is next?
I have something I could do.
Please go for it.
Can I set the corn on fire?
Yes!
Absolutely. So, I would say for this is going to be a luck check. Because although, as you said, the corn is dry and it's summer, and we've established that, so I would say that's it's a minor advantage to you. So you get +1 core skill dice. You've only got 1 match for it.
I don't know if the luck roll works. Is there any chance I can use a banked luck for it, or do I have to roll first?
So the banked luck is that you add 1 dice to it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's not the straight success as I thought it was.
Okay, my bad.
No, I got it wrong. So don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Thank you, Google. He does it sometimes. It's fine.
That's the sound of Mr. Husk coming through.
Really confused me. Okay, I got 1 success.
You strike the match and you throw it off into the corn, and it's just like... Wait, are you throwing it at the corn, or are you throwing it at the creature?
I'm throwing it at the corn. Decaying pumpkins are full of nasty juice.
Absolutely. So and slowly but surely a fire starts to catch. So yes, your current environment is on fire. Fantastic.
Yay!
I'm not sure that was like a great idea, actually.
Yes, but the visuals.
I think it was a really good idea.
Yeah, I think it was a great idea. Who is next?
Not really knowing what else to do, Lucy pulls out the pocket watch. It's a very unusual item for this gum-chewing, fake tan-loving actress to be to have on her person, but she has it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody close enough to her that is paying attention, which is probably no one at this point, it's a sort of gold-plated pocket watch. It's quite small, but it has engravings of vines around it. Really familiar vines. And she kind of stands up a bit straight and is going to clasp it in her hands. And I can use an attack action to channel the powers of said pocket watch, which means I have to roll a skill die, and I got a grit, which means I gain the tough ability from the warrior archetype tree for the next 3 combat rounds.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
So I'm going to go and see what that is, but that's
course.
my action, so it won't
I
be.
think it means you get armor.
That is, do you want to read it out, Katie?
Tier 1 ability, tough. You're tougher than most, allowing you to soak up more damage, your thick skin acting as natural armor. And then when you're hit by an attack, you can roll a skill die, and for each grit symbol you roll, the damage of the attack is reduced by 1. Yep.
So
Nice.
yeah, that's normally what happens when you get armor as well. So yes, that's quite cool, that natural toughness. So so bear that in mind. I'd make a note of it.
How that looks is some of the corn that is now on fire, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Some of it that has not caught on fire yet. I mean, no, it's already moving a little bit anyway, but it begins to move a bit more and like slither kind of snake-like around her, so that it is kind of reminiscent of those vines as like armor.
Oh, cool.
That is awesome. Yeah, I love that. It goes up.
Yep, she's just like, you know what? I don't know what to do. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, you sort of preparing yourself, like, and it's just that way that pocket watch is sort of the way it sort of turns and an old-fashioned timey moment. Maybe it's even like got a cracked glass a little bit from whatever.
Yeah, and the hands just spin too fast and then like land on a certain time. And
yeah, like a leafiometer in a way. I quite like
Yeah.
that. Who is last to go?
'Tis me.
The useless man.
What a surprise.
I was going to say, useless man has a couple of choices. What to do? Where is the corn on fire?
You've gone into the clearing. Where Mr. Husk currently was at sort of 12 o'clock, and you folks were sort of at 6 o'clock in a sort of bunch, I'd say. What would you say, Laurie? Where would you have thrown the and the creature, the pumpkin creature, it sort of came out about maybe, let's say for ease, like 2 o'clock. So it's off to your sort of northeast from where you are currently.
I would have thrown it sort of behind the creature to create a barrier, basically, between us and anything else that wants to come towards us.
Cool.
Okay.
Right. So yes. So currently the 2 o'clock is on fire, but it is slowly starting to spread, I'd say.
Rupert's going to turn around and run.
Yep.
Fair.
Straight into the cornfield behind him at about 6-7 o'clock. I think he's going to try some like kind of zigzagging things to try and like make his path less obvious.
Let's go for a smarts check for Rupert. How smart are you feeling about?
Does it include navigation?
Where would you be navigating to? It sounds like you're just trying to get away.
I'm just trying to blindly get away.
Yes. So unfortunately, you're just trying to get away. And unfortunately, because it's a visual check as well, it will be at minor disadvantage.
Do I have to declare if I'm going to use a luck point before or after?
Now that we've established that it is adding a dice to it, we'll do it before.
Okay. Do I want him to die or not? Yeah.
Kill
you know what?
him.
I will. Did you just say kill him?
Someone's got to die.
You haven't got that horrifying
This
yet,
is
have we?
true. Maybe I won't use my luck yet, but he is supposed to be quite lucky. Screw it. I'm going to roll without my luck.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Maybe his luck has finally run out.
0
bum, bum.
successes.
Yay!
0 strange.
Very strange. Okay. So Rupert, you start to like, shit. Nope. You nope out of there. And you start to zigzag. And Rupert, you start to zigzag. And before you realize it, you enter another clearing, one that has been recently created. For ease, I wouldn't say you bump into him. You definitely come into a clearing behind a tall, gaunt figure, a huge sort of like big sack, a long farmer's coat, which clearly has been trailing in the mud a little bit, a big, large scythe in his hand, and big gloves. And you just see the pumpkin head stop and slowly start to turn without the body turning. Turn around and look at you.
We're so gonna die.
Does Rupert have a thing of petrol on him?
I'm going to say for ease, you do have it with you, because I think you did go and try and take it. I think there was a fear check, so it doesn't matter in the ground. You're running for your lives. You've got the fuel you need. Oh no. So you had set the corn on fire, but there'd also been a horrible thing that was skittering around, and it had turned out to be a pumpkin on horrible vines, like very small, skittering around. I don't know why Rupert left. I think he ran away.
Yeah, I ran. It was because everyone else was like, I'm going to bravely fight this thing using my smarts or my skills. And I went, run away now.
Indeed. And
abandon friends.
And unfortunately, at this point...
That was a bad choice.
You ran, unfortunately, straight into the back of a horribly tall, horribly thin, horribly straw-filled creature, Mr. Husk, whose pumpkin head and hat turned all the way around without the body moving. And that is where we left it. So, Rupert, first thing is first, I'd like you to make for me a fear check. So that is rolling your strange dice for me, please.
Okie dokie. 0 successes, 0 strange.
So unfortunately, you have failed your fear check. So, oh no, the clock goes up by 1.
Oh no!
What a shame.
Oh no! Fiona says with no remorse.
No remorse. So that goes up.
Dun, dun, dun.
You are now afraid. So that means if I
Join
look
the club.
I think we're all afraid now, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think I looked at this earlier. I think it means that we everything is -1 skill point, basically.
That is right. Yes. So you take 1 skill point for all your current things. So you are starting to quiver a little bit. You're seeing this creature up ahead. So what I will say, because we are kind of a little bit still in initiative, sort of. What would you like to do, Rupert, at this point?
I feel like Rupert doesn't have any good moves in his arsenal. His primary survival skill is run. So I think he's gonna just come face to face with this thing, go, "Ah!" and then just hightail it right back where he came from, back into the clearing with everyone else, if he can find his way.
Into the fire?
Yeah. Do you want fire or do you want demon pumpkin abomination? I'm voting fire in this instance.
So you're going to use probably your interact to escape. I get to make an attack. Oh, no. Sorry, I got a bit too excited then as a result.
Don't sound so
almost villain cackle.
Evil sound.
So you go, oh, and you start to do the Wile E. Coyote, legs going, but you've not picked up speed to the move yet, and you see Mr. Husk take out the scythe from around his back and is going to try and make a swing for you as you start to run away. 6 dice. Sounds good.
Oh my god.
Okay. And as you start to turn and run, you feel across your back, Rupert, a horrible slice sensation, like getting a paper cut of gigantic proportions. You take 3 sharp damage.
Before that,
yes,
I have a thing called Murphy's Law.
Okay.
Which means that if an enemy attacks me, I curse them with bad luck, so I can roll a single skill die to negate the damage. And if I roll a luck symbol, the attack misses and I gain a luck point to my luck bank. So I would like to do that, please.
Please, yes, please do that. That sounds awesome.
This is the only thing Rupert is good at.
Do it.
Okay. Yes!
That is a luck symbol. So you're wearing your long duster coat, right? So instantly the thing cuts into the leather or the thickness of the material. So you have a very cool ass sort of scythe mark in it, but you are not hurt by it at all.
Oh yeah.
You don't take any of that damage.
And I get to add a luck to my luck bank as well, I believe. Yes.
Oh, amazing work.
So he scampers away back towards the group, going, help,
God, something, pumpkin head nightmare, we've got to go now.
Yeah, we figured that one, bro.
No, this is so much worse. Whatever you think you're dealing with here, it's so much worse. Please, we've got to go, please.
Well, the only entrance is out the way you came.
Oh, God.
As you do that, it's now Mr. Husk's turn.
Oh, no.
Again?
Did he not just have his turn?
No, that was a reaction.
Oh.
Right, let's see what I can do. Rupert just appears back into the flaming sort of horrible circle that you've all created for yourself and is spouting this nonsense. And behind him, you can all hear like... And a little bit further on, you can see bits of corn starting to fall down as something is cutting down the corn, getting closer to you. But that is his move. Going into combat with everyone else now, because that was sort of a little private thing. We're all back together. So we've got sort of stages of combat are first, middle, and last. So you're all average in terms of speed. So you go in the middle. So if there's anything that's quicker than you, that will go, and then if it's less quicker than you, then it doesn't go. At this point, unfortunately, the pumpkin head thing on vines is quicker than you. So it is going to take its action. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think somebody tried to punt it.
That was Vicky.
That was Vicky. Oh dear.
Not a bad strategy.
As it sort of turns around, this horrible, like, sort of muscled pumpkin head, a little bit caved in, maybe a horrible sort of, like, vine which goes into an eye. It sort of spits a little bit. It's going to go for Vicky. It's going to roll first.
That's fine. I'm tank.
You're fine. It gets one hit on you. This wine sort of cracks against your body, essentially, and you sort of take a sort of smack to the face, if that's okay. That's 2 blunt damage to you, so you take 2 damage.
When hit by an attack, roll a skill die. For each grit symbol rolled, the damage from the attack is reduced by 1.
Skill die? Yeah, go for it. Roll your...
This is an unkillable family!
The first dice on the roll that came up was a heart, so I don't think that's a grit.
Sorry, no, unfortunately not.
Okay, so did you say I take damage?
You did. You take 2 blunt damage.
Tier 2, Fury. Pain sends you into intense blood-filled fury. Once per combat round, if you are attacked and take damage, add a skill die to your dice pool on your next attack action.
Uh-oh.
I love this
I think
so
that
much.
Pumpkinhead's going to get punted even further now.
I'm writing Fury activated down. Anyway, I ticked up 2 on my lifeline, which is the right thing, right? That's your health, that's your wounds.
Brilliant. All right. So now it is, I would say it's the rest of your go, because essentially the quick creature goes first. Now we'll get into the middle bit of combat. So I would invite whichever order you folks want to go in. I will say, Rupert, you did just burst in, so I would say maybe a little bit lower on the order of the initiative, if that's okay with you. I'll leave it to the floor. Who would like to go next in initiative?
I have a plan. So Rupert's name with the canister. There's some stipulations I need to check before I'm allowed to with Fiona. Firstly,
please.
We still are like vaguely aware of what direction the van is in, correct?
For ease, you know this cornfield's been on a slant, so you vaguely know if you go this way, you'll get to the road at some point.
Would you say that we are currently in a brawl with the Pumpkinhead?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can Laurie drive?
Oh,
where's this going?
what a question.
Can Laurie drive?
I will leave that up to you.
Cool.
Can Laurie
Is the car drivable?
I think she can. I think she knows the basics.
No, but I'm just enjoying Can Laurie drive with the wordplay. Because it's Laurie.
Oh, yeah.
The truck Laurie.
Yeah, we got it. We got that.
I did not get that. But I would say for the story, whatever you think,
So I'm going to also use an ability. But
Yeah.
first, I'm going to grab the fuel, which Rupert has just grab out of his hands.
Yes.
Easy enough. Yep, that'll be your interact thing. You're like, I'm interacting, give me that. Yeah, absolutely.
Ability, run away. You do not give attack actions when escaping from a brawl. Additionally, if you use your move action in combat to move directly away from the enemy, your speed becomes fast until the end of your combat turn.
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
So I would like to become fast and run directly towards the van with the intent of basically getting in it turning back around and driving back.
Yeah, what I'd say, because I think it is really fucking cool what you're doing, because it's so badass, I would say make for me a smarts check.
Okay, I'm good at this.
With a major advantage, so that's an extra talent die in your pool.
Okay. I got 3 successes, it says here.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, easily enough. Yeah, the fire sort of brings, and it almost like there's that moment where you're like the flame curtain comes in front of the camera.
Very Lost Boys.
Bah, 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 yeah, as you sort of come out with a fuel canister, but it's okay. Yeah, so you peg it, and yeah, the vines have already sort of taken their action against Vicky, and so it's sort of like you just like. And you sort of turn and run, and yeah, you are super quick. So if you remember for next time that you're in the
bust,
first.
yeah.
Fantastic. All right. That is Laurie has chased out. We now have left the rest of you. So who would like to go next?
Could I telekinesis the fire? Or at the very least the corn stalks to carve a path for us?
I like that.
Ooh.
Sure. What to read out your telekinesis skill for me again, if that's okay.
So it says, you can focus your mind in order to move objects and enemies. The size of the object determines the CR of the strange check required to move it. So, for example, lifting a ball will be lower CR than moving a heavy boulder. But when successful, this ticks up the doom clock by 1 minute.
Oh, you tempt me so. Yeah, I would say in order to move, like, because rather than like do a parting of the fiery sea, so to speak,
No.
I think you could start to do it and like get like a good like say 15, 20 feet in front of you, and then keep making that keep making that check should you wish to through the fire, but then also for the bits that aren't fire, if you see what I mean. So you could make your pathway there, but you'd have to keep making that check.
Cool.
For lands.
Yes.
So yes, I will say do that. So roll that check for me.
Do it.
And let me know what you get.
Strange check. I got 2 successes.
Fantastic. And it ticks up the doom clock. Rupert, you're running. I love it.
You're bravely running away?
I'm bravely running away. Yes.
I would like you to do me a wits check to make sure you follow where your friends are going.
Oh, fun.
Is it -1 from the dog?
It is.
Yeah.
I think it's automatically added by the thingy majig, right? We'll see.
We'll find out.
It is automatically done by the thingy majig, and I know this because I have 0 successes and 0 strange.
Oh, lucky though, 0 strange.
Rupert's getting lost in the corn by himself.
He's sort of like running away through the corn. Yeah, and again, if we had that sort of bird's eye view of the corn, it's sort of burning. You see sort of 2 people or 3 people running down one way, and then someone else running down another way, essentially.
Oh, Rupert!
Then, let's see how far it goes. Whew. All right, I'm just going to do some quick rolling, guys.
Nothing to worry about. It's fine.
Doing rolling, I think it's worth adding my Fitbit tracker just notified me that my heart rate is unusually high for this time of night.
No.
So we're running at 85 when I have a resting of 73.
The 3 people who are running away. Laurie, you are pelting at this point. You're like, and you are just pushing through all the things hitting you in the face of these corners, but you are much further ahead than your other 2 friends are following you, Vicky and Lucy. You both hear a horrible, terrible... Is it a wail? Is it a scream? You're not sure. It sounds almost like some sort of muffled noise coming out from behind horrible, like, garbled teeth, sort of howling, and it almost reverberating around you. You both take 1 damage, and I need you both to make for me a fear check.
Oh, I don't like that.
Fantastic.
A fear check is a strange check.
I have a luck. I'm going to use it.
All right, so you add 1d6, so you add your another skill die to it.
Yep.
I have 2 successes.
1
Nice.
success, 1 strange.
Perfect, excellent. Yeah, so you both are like, don't like that, run. But you are not frozen in place. You're just aware that whatever is happening behind you is not good, but you do take this.
Does it sound like an annoying brother being eaten?
Sadly not. It sounds more like a horrible thing who wants to eat annoying brothers and yourself.
Oh no.
We hear it, we file it away, we deal with it later.
Exactly. All right, top of the round. We're going to go to fast, which, Laurie, you're in the fast. You're in the fast status, my friend. You use your movement, I'm assuming. And
Yes.
You boof out onto the road, and you look around, you're about 30 feet from where Marlene is. You were very accurate in the thing, because I thought it was really badass, so I thought, yeah, you'll get close to the car. Why not? So, what would you like to do?
Cool. I guess, I'm going to move towards the car and try to fill it up.
Ooh.
Explicitly, when the car broke down, the solution was that we needed more petrol.
You needed more petrol, and you needed a wrench. I'll let you in a secret. It's more important you have the fuel.
Cool.
So you rush to go and get, and you're like, oh, and you think, there's you used a little, quite a bit of it on the corn itself, and you can actually, looking up behind Marley, and you see it, the flames starting to spread across the whole cornfield.
Oh, I can do something. Sorry, with the engine. I think maybe.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
I think I have like a tinkering thing that I could do.
Laurie is so smart.
I love how you've all built capable characters, and I was like, I'm playing a man, and therefore
No.
I only play 2 genres of man, and one of them is incapable.
There is a nerd ability you could take that could have allowed me to fix this, but I didn't take it when I was building her.
No.
That's fine. I have a temporary, very gruesome solution.
Oh no.
Once I filled up the car, but I don't know if I'll be allowed to do anything else after that. So
I think this will take your full action.
Yeah, that's
to do
cool.
this. So that's fine. So I need you to make for me a wits check to keep your hands steady as you're pouring the fuel in. It will be a challenge rating 2, so you need 2 or more wit symbols.
0 successes, but 0 strange.
You're like, because you're on adrenaline high right now. You're like, so, but you don't. Because of the strange, you don't lose any of the fuel or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm just like, my hands are shaking, so I decide not to pour it.
So you just take a moment going, get it together, Laurie. Absolutely. I think that's good.
Also, I will be out of fast next round.
Meanwhile, things happen in the corn. Don't worry about it.
Don't think about it.
Don't worry about it.
We'd hear the faint rustling, apart from the fact that all we can hear is the roar of fire.
Yes.
It's called atmosphere, Chloe.
Look how cinematic this looks.
I was just going to say, this is going to be Rupert's downfall, because he's going to be like, oh my gosh, the framing of this is amazing, and then just get eaten by Mr. Husk.
All right, we'll go to middle. So we have Vicky and we have Lucy. And I will say, Rupert, unfortunately for this, because you didn't roll any good things, you're going to be last. Because I have something fun for you.
That's so fine.
I would like to continue to keep the fire away from us as we make our way to the van.
Cool. Using your special telekinesis?
Yes.
All right. Please please roll for it, please, and tell me what you get.
This is my best stat. 0 successes. 0 strange.
So I think through the adrenaline of trying to get through, like the fire, you start to, and you're losing a little bit. It's a lot of pressure to keep going. So eventually, it started. They don't move. They sort of move in the way of you a little bit. You still can move through them, but you can't get cleanly to the van until your next turn. I'd say with that, unfortunately.
So I'm running, following
Lucy.
And is Rupert behind me?
A quick glance behind you. He doesn't look like he's there.
Oh no. Okay, here's the thing. Is there nothing I can actually do right now? I'm pretty sure. Unless I try and punch the fire, possibly, but I don't think that's going to do anything.
Okay. I guess, would Vicky shout for Rupert or go back for Rupert?
I'm trying to think, she is thinking about going back. I know, he's incredibly annoying, but then is what brothers are for.
Yeah.
I have a little brother. I would not go back for Rupert.
I do, and I would.
Yeah, I have a little sister, and I would go back for Rupert.
It's your call, Vicky.
I'm going to try and go back.
All right.
And see if I can... What's the sort of move distance on a turn?
I'm being generous in this thing. Like,
Yeah.
you can easily get within things. I'd let you know if it was an issue, if you see what I mean. So I think you could definitely move, and depending on how successful the roll is, maybe you will find Rupert, maybe you won't, if you see what I mean.
I would like to notice that he's not following.
Yep.
Think, oh Christ, that shitty little man is gonna die.
Wow.
And say, fuck it.
And I won't hear the end of this.
I won't, yeah, terrible. And she's gonna hesitate, but try and sprint back in and see if she can at least see him to, like, grab him by the wrist and drag him along.
All right, make for me, then, either a wits check or a smarts check with a minor disadvantage, so that's without a skill die, because it is incredibly foggy.
Oh, they're the same roll, so I'll just...
Yep.
It's exactly equivalent. That is 1 success and 0 strange.
You sort of start to go, I need to find Rupert, and you start to rush back, like back the way you came, but you take a moment before, obviously, like, you're not going to rush back into the flames or anything like that, but you take a moment and you maybe listen for the sounds of like, as you can probably hear Rupert is close by, as you sort of make a triangulated sort of like this way, and you try and cut him off at the pass, which you do, because Rupert, you are like, fuck, like, you're like dashing, you're rushing, and then suddenly you stumble out into another clearing. You stumble out onto what looks like an abandoned pumpkin patch littered with tangled vines and wrinkled guards.
Oh, he definitely needs me there.
First of all, I need you to make for me a wits check to see that you don't, because you just rushed in, that you're not going to like trip and fall onto these pumpkins.
Oh boy. 0 successes, 0 strange.
You like proper face plant into the ground. And you are, and with that, Vicky, you then obviously appear out, and you can just see Rupert is fully in this pumpkin patch, surrounded by these horrible viney things, which they start to twitch and start to move.
Oh.
So Rupert, you are currently prone. I will say you've used your movement and then fallen into this place. I would like to know if you've got an action you would like to do, or an interact, which is, again, a free action. What would you like to do in this moment?
I think Rupert falls on his face into pumpkins and then goes, nope, and just, like, tries to, like, shove them out of the way and, like, get as many of them away from his body as possible and try and stand up.
So, Rupert, unfortunately, I just read a little bit of text here as well. You fall prone, but you also take 1 blunt damage. So you hit the ground incredibly hard. Maybe your ankle is twisted slightly. But, yes, so you're trying to push out what you've got around you to keep them away from you. I like that. Make for me a grit check. See how many you can push away from you.
He is not very good at grit. In terms of my luck bank, I am keeping it.
Okay.
And also, I kind of like bad. I like bad things happening to this character for dramatic effect.
I'm just making sure. Okay.
So that's 0 successes and 1 strange.
1 strange.
Indeed.
Am I at half past? No. 29 minutes past. Oh, that's annoying. Boy.
Aren't tormentors yet.
I am so glad to hear
You're
that.
pushing these, you're like, stay away, terrible pumpkins. And you push them, and unfortunately, you push them a little bit in the mud, and some of them they roll, and then they just roll back as the vines start to move. So they are within range of you. Essentially, you're surrounded by about, let's say, 4 of these horrible pumpkin-like viney creatures.
Yeah.
Both Vicky and Rupert hear more slashing.
Oh dear.
And as something quite big starts to make its way towards you, you can see more of a stalk starting to fall down close to you. And you think whoever that is gaining up on you. Next, top of the round, we'll go back to fast. I know, as you said, you're no longer fast. Something happens in the cornfield that you're not aware of.
Oh, God.
We now go to middle. So I'll leave it to everyone, because you're all in the same bit now. So we've got Laurie at the van, who's still got the fuel. We've got Lucy making their way to the van. And we've got Vicky and Rupert a little ways away from the van in this pumpkin patch. Who would like to go next?
I would quite like to go because if I can get the van ready by the time everyone else gets here, that is very good.
If they get here.
Yeah, so I'm going to take another attempt at pouring in the fuel.
So again, make for me a wits check. It is still challenge rating 2. Is there any abilities you have that could help you with this at all?
Oh! I rolled it, and I got no success. I don't have anything to help. I got no successes, but I got 2 luck.
So you can use it right now to make a success on the dice.
I'm using it right now. I'm doing it now.
Yeah, excellent work. Okay, so you start to calm. So you start to pour it in. It's a challenge rating 2, but you start to pour it in. So you think next turn or next time you should be able, if you do another success on that, you should be able to complete the fueling. So you start to go in and it starts to take it in and stuff like that, and you don't lose a lot of fuel. So that's brilliant. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Oh, I do have this thing called the Games Afoot. Use your talent die to check. Add to your talent die to dice pool when making a smarts check to investigate your surroundings. Whilst I'm pouring it in, can I be trying to figure out what the problem is, why it needs a wrench? What can I use as a substitute and use
absolutely. That? Yeah, I'm gonna let you do that because that's a cool thing to do. Yeah, go make that check for me.
Cool. 3 successes.
Hey!
Whoa! Amazing. Looking around, you're aware that Marlene, though as having a bit of car trouble, you think with a bit of a oomph, she can get going again. You don't need a wrench or a spanner to it. It would help, but you don't think you need a tool. You can just go in and fiddle with stuff because all you need to do is get away from this place.
Yes. Cool.
Who wants to go next?
I would just like to make my way to the van, to be honest.
Come, you sort of, you burst through, you're next to the van, you can see Laurie is pouring in the fuel. I will give you this opportunity for Laurie to be like, fix the engine if you've got the capability.
Yeah, I'm like, here's the thing that's wrong, please just whack it.
Whack it with what?
Your fist.
Alright. Yeah, I guess I'll just whack it with
getting an old TV to work.
Amazing. I will say you don't need to do a grit check for this. You will do a smarts check for me.
Okay.
Challenge rating 2. I will give you a minor advantage because Laurie is helping you by saying, fix it!
Well, I've got 0 successes and 0 strange.
Yeah, sure. And then you're like, wha-bam, with a fist. And you're like, oh, that actually really hurts.
So she tries to do it without damaging her nails, and so doesn't really put the oomph into it.
Flipping back to Vicky and Rupert, the pumpkin patch starts to come alive, but you've got a moment before they sort of rear up. What are you guys doing?
I think I'm gonna, because I'm surrounded by pumpkins, I think I am going to grab one pumpkin and, try and slam it into a few others, kind of bowling ball style, from where I'm sort of sat in this pumpkin patch.
Is he still on the ground?
Yes.
You are prone currently, yes. So you're saying you want to roll, try and grab one and sort of throw it into others to sort of...
Yeah, to kind of clear a path for myself a little bit.
I will say you will have a minor disadvantage to this, just so that's... You get rid of a skill dice in this, so... but can you make for me either a grits check, 'cause that's using your strength, or a smarts check if you're trying to angle it and get the most of them?
I am going to use a smarts check because if I roll any luck symbols, I can re-roll them. Okay. And that's 0 successes and 0 strange.
You go, and you it's terrible. You push one of these pumpkins into others, but it's sort of it just knocks them. It's like rolling almost. No, you know what? It's like you're trying to bowl with a pumpkin. It goes into the gutter essentially. You miss them completely, and you get a bit more mud on your face as you sort of slouch down. I would say that's your action. I would say let's use another popular role-playing games rules. You can use your movement, half your movement, to stand up and then start to back away from these pumpkins should you wish.
Yeah, I'm going to stand up and then I'm going to start legging towards Vicky.
Sounds like a plan. Vicky, what are you doing, my friend?
So he's not stuck in the pumpkins now then?
No, because they are starting to wake up. You think they might be they might be going last.
There's a whole bunch of pumpkins, right?
There's quite a few.
Okay, I think trying to fight them is probably not the best plan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, I'm going to try... How big is he?
Rupert?
Like, what was it? Can she, like, pick him up and run?
Oh my god.
I remember from our character creation, we talked about Rupert being stick thin
Yes.
and weedy.
Yes, and slightly taller than Vicky, but like a
But,
hair's
like, a
breadth
rake.
of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah,
So-
he doesn't exercise.
I would like to kind of grab him and, like, do the fireman's carry over my shoulder and
my
start running
God.
through it.
I love it.
If I can still do it, I would like to give him my meat cleaver.
Oh.
Can I resist being fireman's thrown over his shoulder?
So what I say, interact action, you give Rupert the meat cleaver, not a problem. If Rupert takes it,
Yes,
fine.
I'll take the meat cleaver.
What I'd say is that you go to pick him up. So I'd say, because you are stronger than him, you'd have a minor advantage. But if he is struggling, that would be a minor disadvantage. So it is just a straight roll as a result.
Grit, right?
Yeah, you're grit because you are strong.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to roll grit to pick up this obnoxious little man. Oh, 0 successes, but 2 luck. 2 luck. I'm taking my 2 luck.
So are you using that to make an automatic success on the
Yeah,
roll?
automatic success.
Yeah, easy enough. So there's a moment where you feel Rupert resist, and you're like, "Come on, buddy!" You squeeze, and you just pick him up, and you start making your way.
So doing the thing where he's dangling halfway
Yeah.
back off of me, like with the meat cleaver in hand,
Yeah.
so he can kind of slash if he absolutely needs to, but it's probably not going to work very well.
Vicky, let me go!
We're running!
I can run! I've got my own legs, for Christ's sake!
Rupert, in the final sort of stage of this combat, you're looking back going, you're like, hey, put me down, put me... And as you look up, you see as these blind creatures start to erupt from the ground, and they start to scuttle behind you. And then suddenly there's a... as the final bits of corn get cut, and you see a horrible figure in a leather coat with a top-brimmed hat and a pumpkin slashing and eyes looking at you roughly about 60 feet away, and then you're probably like, keep going, Vicky, keep going, Vicky,
Yeah.
keep going, Vicky.
He like stops mid-babble and goes, faster! Run faster! Faster!
And I will say with that movement as well, you make it to the van that you're all at now. We go back to the top of the thing. Things happen in the in the cornfield. Things happen. This fire is spreading quite a bit. You can start to see figures in the cornfield. Maybe Rupert, as you're sort of let down from Vicky's shoulder, you can see what look like the outlines of this family. Perhaps are starting to make their way through the cornfield, but then you see much more of them. You see these sort of straw boys dressed as farmhands. You see other things starting to either standing in the cornfield or starting to make their way towards you. I am going to invoke my thing as director and say it is midnight. So you get more of these creatures coming for you.
Oh,
God.
What would you like to do? You have you've got Laurie focusing on the fuel. So I assume that will be there. Check in a second. You have Lucy banging on the engine, doing not very much. Who wants to go first?
I don't think I have any particular mechanical knowledge, so I'm going to try and get in the car, in the driver's seat to start, like, getting ready to go.
Amazing. So what I'd say is that's sort of your sort of action. So you'll get, I think, a major advantage when you're starting to drive on that point. So just keep a note of that. So we'll go with that. When I guess you're holding it so that when the car is fixed and everyone's in the car, we go, essentially.
Yeah, and like I could probably try to start the engine.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I got my 2 successes to finish the fuel. Is there anything else I can do to try and help Lucy start the car, or is that the rest of my go?
That would be the rest of your go, unfortunately. But amazing. You take a moment, you see everyone coming, and that sort of reinvigorates you, like, we need to go, 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 and you just pour the rest of it in.
Cool. I'm climbing in the car.
Yep, you're in the car. Done. Amazing work.
I think Rupert's getting in as well, like getting in shotgun, shutting the door, locking it, rolling the window up, and is like holding the meat cleaver like it's like a teddy bear at this point.
Beautiful. I love that.
Well, I was going to say that if everyone else is getting in the car, then Lucy's probably going to run in the car as well.
Is the car started?
But I guess Rupert's locking the door.
There's more than one door. You're fine.
I know.
Yeah, there's more than one of these sort of doors. What I'd say is it's now going to go to Vicky. So you are going to have to make for me make a smarts check, CR2. The repairs on the engine have not been made. You do have a major advantage because the fuel has now helped.
Yeah. What is that? Is that plus?
So a major advantage is that you add a talent dice to your pool.
0 success, 1 strange.
So you... Not going, unfortunately. We'll go to slow. You can see the whole field is starting to burn, and it's almost like a horrible dream where you all, certainly Rupert, you're probably looking out the window as the corn starts to burn to the ground. You can just see slowly coming up towards the car, like taking its sweet goddamn time, this horrible figure with the hat and the scythe. In front of it is almost like a pack of these horrible vines sort of slowly getting their way towards you. They are closing in on you. I think if you don't escape in this next round, they are going to be next to the van.
Oh, God.
Top of the round, going to you 4.
I think I have come in last in the van, and so it's kind of towards the back, and Lucy kind of wipes some, like, blood out of her nose.
Oh.
And it's like, whack it, you say?
Just, fiddle with it.
Okay, she's gonna, like, put her fists together just in the air in front of her, and... Telekinesis again. It's coming in very useful.
Oh, I was so hoping you would do that.
Yeah.
Whack on the bonnet there. From inside the van, I'm going to use my 1 luck point.
Please do.
Add an extra D6. Absolutely.
Yes.
Do it.
Oh my god. It's 0 is success is 0 strange. Oh, I got 1 strange on the extra die.
Oh,
Excellent.
no. We were so close, you guys.
32 minutes. An extra pumpkin pops out.
Oh, the strange is a success, sorry, like, because it's a strange check.
Oh, it is! Sorry, my bad. I completely forgot. So, yeah.
The pumpkin disappears.
Yeah, it goes back into the ground. It goes, no, my time! The engine starts to turn over, but it's still not quite there, unfortunately, and you still need 1 more success. I'll open it up to the floor.
The doom clock ticks up by 1 minute.
Oh, so it does go. Oh, the pumpkin reappears. If Rupert or Laurie have anything that can help Vicky in this work, so Vicky, you're the one that's sort of in charge of the car, so I think Vicky would have to make that check. But if either of you have something that you can help with.
Vicky has a flaw on cooperative. You may not be assisted by allies on skill checks.
Whose fault is that? Ignore what I was saying.
I don't know if Rupert has anything that he can do that can help.
Go and bash the engine?
He's not getting out the car.
I'm gonna say it makes sense because you are still afraid, Rupert. So it makes sense.
Yeah. Like, sorry for being uncooperative, but like, gotta stay true to character. This man is not getting out the car.
Yep, Laurie also is not getting out the car.
Fuck, I gotta do it myself. And she gets out of the driver's seat.
I'll get into the driver's seat when she gets out.
Is there anything, like, immediately on a glance around the interior of the car that she might grab on the way out that could help, or is it just, like, hands?
You know what? Make for me a luck roll, and we'll see.
Okay, I'm making a luck roll. 1 success.
Oh, amazing. Turns out that emergency spanner was under your seat this whole time.
Oh, thank fuck.
Hey!
So yeah, you get that out. So now, all that means is that you go and use it on the engine. You just need to make a smarts check of 1 difficulty.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. Got no way to improve this in any way, so it is doing it. 0 success, 3 strange.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh god, we're gonna die. We're gonna die.
You are beating this thing, and suddenly, unfortunately, Vicky, you feel around your ankles, just underneath the car, as another pumpkin pops up, and it starts to wrap its vines around your ankles.
Shit!
Rupert and Laurie haven't done anything, so I'm giving you your opportunity to do something now.
What is the rule in this game about throwing weapons?
That is an excellent question. I think for melee stuff, it's grits. You use your wits for throwing things.
Okay, I am going... I think Rupert, like we've said before, like, he's not a good person, but he does have that sibling instinct. He sees that Vicky is starting to get ensnared by one of these pumpkins. Takes a deep breath, steels himself, rolls the window down, sticks his kind of torso out of the window, and he's going to try and throw his meat cleaver, avoiding his sister at this pumpkin. And that's, did you say it was a wits roll?
Wits check, please, yes.
That is 0 successes. I'm going to use one of my luck bank.
Yes!
Yeah, awesome, okay.
Yep, so this creature sort of, it starts to climb up your leg, Vicky, and suddenly, it's... Conveniently, it's the one from before. You punted. It appeared from nowhere. I knew it. A horror montage. It appeared underneath your van at the last point. It sort of goes up, and then it's already there, like horrible, half caved in. It's like and it goes to try and take a bite out of your kneecaps, and it's like, as a horrible meat cleaver sort of spins through the air and hits it.
And then Rupert yells out, "Get back, you sick fucking bastard!"
How much damage does that meat cleaver do, just out of interest?
I think it's 2 slashing.
I say it's very cool. It does 3. It's dead. Hooray! I'll go to Laurie. Let's say this is your final action for this thing, because I'm appreciative of time. What is the final thing you're doing for this combat?
When a door, window, or other entrance is available, you can use interact action to construct a sturdy barricade that prevents anyone from entering or exiting.
Yes.
So helpful.
Laurie, no. Laurie, no.
Laurie, yes.
Laurie, no.
Vicky's outside the van.
My sister's out there.
I'm barricading us in the van.
Okay, so what role is that? What does it say for the check for that?
It's a smarts check to build a barricade, and then if you look on the nerd archetype section, there's like further details about the mechanics of what that means. But for interest of time, we can basically say it's a good one or a bad one.
Yep, that sounds. Roll that check, and I will.
2 successes.
Amazing. It's pretty bloody sturdy. You use. Let's say you're in a panic. You use some of the camera equipment.
She's like lost it. She's like taking everything apart.
So, friends, the
my
final
God.
bit comes.
Oh
and
my
you just,
god, no.
And the pumpkins.
Vicky gonna get it. And by get it, I mean deaded.
The sea of these little pumpkin things start to overtake the van and sort of come across it. Vicky, in your last sort of stand, you're sort of like, no, get away. You maybe take out that meat cleaver, start cutting 1, 2, and then overrun by these horrible pumpkin vines.
Can I give the engine one last hit as I do it?
Sure, do
no.
it. Go for it.
Is it another grits check? Or is it wits? Smart?
It is a smarts check. You need 1 success.
1 success!
Oh my god, Vicky!
So as Vicky, you're overtaken by these pumpkin creatures. You just get your meat cleaver and you just go bam onto the hood, and suddenly Marlene like bursts into life. But all of you can see this wave of pumpkin like creatures sweeping aside Vicky, and you do not see where they take her. The car shudders as the engine comes alive, and a foot slams down on the accelerator, and you shoot off into the night, a trail of dusk and dried husks left floating in your wake. The scarecrow, start with a creak of unnatural limbs, fades back into the cornfields and resumes its vigil, falling still.
Oh, rest in
waiting.
peace, Vicky.
And that is Shiver. Thank you so much, guys.
You thought I was the villain, but Am was the villain all along.
Wow.
I wasn't a villain. She was having a panic attack and just wanted to stay alive.
Thank you
You
guys so
sacrificed
much.
my sister.
You sacrificed your sister by doing nothing.
Maybe
did not
he'll
do
take this
nothing.
as an impetus to be a better person.
Oh my god, probably not.
We wish Ellie and Am fall out IRL.
But honestly, thank you guys so much. You were excellent players. I'm so sorry our timing was so short and so sporadic, but I've had so much fun with you guys.
Thank you so much, Fiona. It's been
I'm trying
amazing.
to-
Yeah, you were
Content.
amazing.
The What Am I Rolling podcast was created, recorded, and edited by me, Fiona Howat. This episode's players were Chloe, Katie, Ellie, and Am, the cast of Deck of Many Aces. Be sure to check out Deck of Many Aces, an actual play D&D podcast made by actual asexuals and aromantics wherever you listen to podcasts. This episode's RPG was Shiver, the award-winning tabletop role-playing game bringing tales of the mysterious, the peculiar, and the strange to life. You can find out more information about Shiver and check out other Parable Game products on their website. That's www.parablegames.co.uk. The theme music was 8-Bit March by Twin Musicon of twinmusicon.org, licensed under a Creative Commons 4.0 license. If you want to find out more about the podcast, check out the website. That's www.wairpodcast.com. Fancy getting in touch? Email the podcast at whatamirollingpodcast@gmail.com. Finally, follow the podcast on all the socials. We're at WAIR_podcast on most things, so come check us out wherever you can for the latest news on upcoming episodes. We have a link tree in our episode show notes where you can come and join our Discord. And remember, adventurers need not apply.